So we're gonna start with A site. Right off the bat, you have your 3 standard smokes, and then some. You have you stand up on this ledge right next to the fence. There's this slanted wall right here, and you aim at this point and you jump throw. You will need a jump throw bind for this smoke. Stand here, crouch jump. You have to crouch jump up it, but stand here. You draw an imaginary line from that point right there to the imaginary line between this point to the midpoint right here, and you aim right there for the stair smoke. And then for the jungle smoke, this one is like, this is my personal favorite. I've seen a lot. You stand like you stand right next to right on the line of the shadow, and then a little bit over, so your crosshair stands kind of in between that dot and there. You draw an imaginary line from this white line up, like connected with that point right there, so it's like right there, maybe a little bit up. And those are your standard 3 smokes. This one will be fairly close to gapless, so that's really great because now if they do peek, they have to peek at the very top of the smoke. So if you're crossing the site and you know and you threw the smoke, you'll know that you can literally just come to triple here and spam it. Never swing front default. Also, yeah, you can throw all 3 of those smokes from right here. 1, 2, 3, throw. Jungle, there's this swoosh right here. You want to throw just when you see it start to dissipate, and that's a jungle smoke. Stand up on this box right here. You aim at that dot right there, and then a little bit off to the right. Hit your jump throw bind. You have all 3 of those smokes from Tetris. Note that you should never be on Tetris on a rush. You should only be there in post plant. Tetris is a death trap. But yeah, you can throw all 3 smokes from there. Just be careful, is because there is a gap closer to that side. So if you're ever gonna throw that smoke, drop that molly right there. So if they try and swing through it, they're dead meat. So you have those 3 smokes right there. This one is kind of a bit mixed, but it works either way. There are these pillars along this wall right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this section. Or wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 in this section. You stand on the second to the right. You draw an imaginary line from the midpoint of this wall to this wall, and then from that part of the ceiling to this roof right here, and you jump there. This will smoke off top connector. If you couple that with the deep jungle smoke that lands there, you can basically, like, you could have this could be great for pistol play. It's actually one that we used to run, or actually no, one that we. Well, yeah, one we used to run is we'd smoke off top con. It'd be a little bit deeper. We'd smoke off deep jungle, and we'd have our guys literally just swing there, bomb flashes CT, and then either I or someone else would put the bomb down here while they watched my pushes and covered my post plant. So dropping that smoke there, coupled with, I believe it's like right here? No, I can't remember exactly. I think it's like a jump throw. I can't remember exactly how to throw it. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you can throw a deep jungle smoke from in ramp. I can't remember off the top of my head because I've never had to learn it, but that is a good smoke to learn. Also, you stand in the middle of this doorway, and you draw an imaginary line from this point to just above the sun, and you throw. And that smokes off center sight, which is great. This is great for a pistol round. You might want to angle it a little bit more to the left, so if there's a ticket player, he has a tough time seeing over it, but that's okay, because you couple that with, say, like the deep jungle smoke and the con smoke, you have all of this lane of traffic that you can isolate into. You can isolate the jungle player if he pushes through the smoke, and the stairs player into 2 1v1s or a 3v2. Or if you wanted to, you could just smoke off, what's it called? You could smoke off, well, throwing that there and throwing, that and that. After clearing that, you could have 2 guys swing CT and take this into a 2v1 or a 2v2. So even if you have both your guys die here, even if you get 1 pick and it's planted for front triple, your players have already cleared out this area right here. So now all they have to do is set like 1 person here, 1 person there. Have this guy watches jungle. This guy's ready to play bomb, and he's also ready to watch sight swing, and he's able to peek into connector if absolutely necessary. However, a smart thing to do is after you've cleared this area, have your 2 players push into jungle, because now this guy could just sit here, bait pushes, while this guy sits here and makes noise, or he could play in jungle and drop into connector to play for the post triple plant, or post opposite triple plant. So that what this guy's doing is, if people try and go into snipers to swing around him, he's able to pick off this, and he's able to take attention for a quick moment while this guy repositions and is able to either pick up the guy that's pushing that guy or completely play the bomb. From here, you drop the molly, round over. So that's an incredibly smart way to go about things. That center sight smoke is incredibly special. Couple that with a CT smoke, and you can literally just charge into default. The stairs player and the jungle player will literally be able to do nothing as long as you get to default right away. which is all thanks to that center site smoke, because it's just deep enough so that it covers this area right here. You could plant in there, but it's also deep enough so that if you hug the box, they can't see you here. They literally have to know the exact angle to spam. And if they've got that timing down, you know, credit to them. But another thing that I said a moment ago about Tetris is, say you're going for a full A execute, right? You throw all your smokes. If you have that down, you have your triple molly. Don't ever throw that one right there. I'll show you a good lineup in a moment. You have these 3 mollies out. You have people throwing flashes over to get to blind them. If you're A executing, if you're A rushing, or if you're doing anything with taking A, never have people go Tetris. Pretend that this doesn't exist ever, 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 ever. Because the second, say you're doing an A execute and 2 of your 3 players go here while 1 player swings to peek under balk, there's no trade. These guys are literally dead in the rights, because this guy Ticket just has to pop up here with a good flash. He'll be able to get the pick on the guy that's standing on that box. If they decide to push CT, you're literally stuck right here. You're stuck at Tetris. You cannot move. You're unable to move. You're unable to go anywhere. Never go Tetris. Tetris is dead man's land for an A execute or an A take. However, in post, it's good. Just because, thinking of it like this, if it's planted there, there, or there, all you have to do is make quick contact, and they have to literally wide swing into the open. And yes, you have 1, 2, and 3 angles to hold all at the same time, but you're literally, like, they have to walk into your peak. So if you know where they're going to peak from, you have it. Because if you know that they're swinging close, you just peek out a little bit and fall back into it. So now they had to readjust to where you were right there, and then you fall back here. You know, it's like, it's all mental things, and it's all just playing off of your opponent, but it's like, it's using your brain. That's the biggest thing about playing Counter-Strike, is using your brain and figuring out what your opponent's going to do before they even know. So that's an incredibly useful tip, is never go Tetris on an A execute. For middle, you have your standard top mid smoke. You stand here, you aim, or sorry, you stand up on the trash can, and you aim at this point of the antenna, top mid. You have 3 different window smokes you can throw all at once. However, you need a jump throw bind for every single one of them. Your easiest one is you stand here, you have these little squares on the door frame. You want to aim in the center and just hold your D key while you tap your jump throw key. So I'm holding D to move to the right into the trash can, and I just hit my jump throw key. You can hit it pretty much as soon as you start moving, and that is the quickest window smoke you'll throw all day long. However, if you're not comfortable with that, or for some reason you don't like it, you can stand here. There are these little ball bearing things on the fence right here. You line up that one that's midway to the white on the strip of the door frame, and you aim there, and you crouch walk forward, and you jump there as soon as your crosshair hits the railing meeting the balcony. Jump through. Another really easy sniper smoke. You can even throw it a second or 2 beforehand it hits the balcony. However, you want to be a tiny bit careful, because if you don't throw it correctly, 1, it'll bounce out, but 2, it'll give them the ability to be able to peek in from left side. It's kind of hard to see like on stream, but if you play it enough times and you know the smoke, you know how to kind of cheese around it. So you have to be very careful. So there's those 2 window smokes, and the third one, this is good if you want to just try and help with an ace, what's it called? An ace split, but you're like, if you want to help take mid, but you're going towards A. You line up the bottom of this window frame, like the outer area of the window frame, with this wall. You draw a line over, and you want to run to the left. And as soon as you hit that hump, you hit your jump throw key. And that'll smoke window right off the bat. So you have 3 different window smokes you can throw all at once. There's another one that you can throw from either on the trash can or right next to it that I don't know off the top of my head. But that is those are 3 window smokes you can throw. This is a cat brick smoke. This is great if you want it, like if you like molly into connector, smoke off smoke off window, and throw this smoke. You could have a guy in ladder room within the first 15 seconds of the round. So I really like the smoke. You stand right in the center of the door frame. There are these 3 circles on the rug. You aim in the dead center of it, and you hit your jump throw key. And what that does is it perfectly smokes off this area right here. And it's deep enough back so that they have no area in the smoke where they can creep through. If they boost up, it's blatantly obvious. You round the corner. Oh, you're dead. Oh, no refrag. And you can literally just get into ladder. However, if there's no boost, you can quietly make your way up here, wait for the window smoke to dissipate, have your teammate molly in, so that way they're holding for the cat pushes, and you got yourself the free window pick. So that's an incredible smoke to use. There's also that top con smoke that I showed you from there. I think that's about it for mid. I mean, oh, throwing utility from inside mid. Flashes for middle. Oh, let me quickly go over flashes for A. There are 2 flashes that you'll ever, the only 2 flashes that you'll ever throw for A site. You stand here and aim at the top of the lamp, and right when you're coming over the stairs, you flash into jungle. Just so that these guys are blind, and by the time that your teammates peek, you know, these guys are going to be hiding, just barely getting ready to peek again. You have that molly come in. Say the guy's hiding in the cubby. He's now mollied out. He's half blinded, and he has no idea where the players are going to be. Like, he knows the general location, but he won't be able to correctly predict even for 1 kill. If he does get 1 kill, he'll burn to his death. So yeah. So but for mid, you have 3 flashes you're going to throw. You have opposite boxes, high boxes, which is to just kind of blind all of mid that's peeking. And then you want to aim for that splotch right there, and you want to run throw. You're not blinded, but connector is. So that's a really good one. Also, if you have the top mid smoke, throw that flash preemptively. That way, if there is a con guy, he's going to be completely blind. If you want to kind of snub it so that it's just short enough so that, or not like that, you want it to be kind of out there. Okay, so it's kind of hard to get this one to work, but, you know, you want to mess with it so that, there you go, it blinds con. So if he's opping this angle right here, he'll be completely blind. He has to take a guesstimate shot. That's great, because you couple that with like the top mid smoke, that flash, you wait for the shot to come out, then you take top mid, because then you know the coast is clear. So that's how, that's how you can use utility to bait out enemy equipment and utility. Another thing, doing exactly that, if they molly out top boxes, now they've expended a Molotov that they could use to molly off top, bottom con, or bottom con, bottom mid, or cat pushes. So instead of using that for an actual push, they're mollying you out of a position that you don't even have. So all you have to do is wait top mid, wait for the molly to fade, and now you can take top mid free of charge. So just use your utility wisely. Use it as a key point to take map control, but also think of it in critical ways to bait utility. For me, something that I always do is if I get smoked that window as an opper, like this is just in pugs because I don't do it in games, I wait until the last possible second, right as soon as the smoke pops, and when I hear a flash come out, and that's when I shoot. Then I'll come back into center mid window, and I'll molly out top boxes, because I know that by the time that I'm unblinded, and by the time that my op switches to my to my Molotov or whatever, they're already going to be out top mid. So by the time that I throw that, couple that with a flash that I love to throw as I come into left side window, I bank it off right there. They're looking mid window. They like, if they try and look away, your guy literally just pops out, boop boop, free kill. You know, there are a million things that you can do as a CT, but that's just what I do. I feel that I play mid differently than others. I know people just try and brute force their way into free picks, blah 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 blah, blah, but yeah. So going on through T utility. Stand here, you want to aim at the point where you see that diagonal piece meet the center here. You want to run back. As soon as you hit that hump, run forward, and as soon as you see yourself about to hit the box, you let go. This is just a run and throw. You can do the same thing with a Molotov, and like that's if you need to throw it from top mid. If you aim right here at this spot right here, this is for connector, you can literally throw any piece of utility here, preferably a flashbang. I'll throw you with an HE. Another thing, if you want to test flashbangs, you can literally just throw an HE to gauge gauge where it's going to pop, because they have the same lifetime in the air. That'll completely blind out connector. Note that if they're standing right here, they will not be blinded. So you have to be very careful that if you throw that flash, you want to push up here, you don't want to push cat, you don't want to push lower right side, you want to push up on left side, because then you could completely focus on this, because if there's a cat player here and that flash pops out, he'll still be blind. Even if you can't see with the black bars, he'll still be blind, because that still counts as part of the screen. It's in their FOV. So yeah, throwing that flash is great. Throwing a molly there works as well. The smoke isn't as great, but this is great for if you know that there was a guy lower mid, or if you want to molly them out of the bottom part of connector because you know that they're holding it like that. You've got that free reign to do so. You have several different cat smokes, mollies, and flashes that you can throw. Stand here, aim at that point of the antenna, smokes off cat. It allows you to take control of like all of this area. You can have a guy go up into window from there. Stand here, you aim right here, and then a little bit off to the left, and you throw. That's another cat smoke you can throw. I aimed it too far to the left, but basically it'll bounce off of that small slant right there. I don't know how well you can see that. The slanted wall right there, and it'll go into deep cat. So I'll throw that again. It's easier with my other crosshair, but you won't be able to see shit. Yeah, so maybe it's a little bit further to the right. Yeah, I think that's it right there. Yeah. And that'll smoke off deep cat, but they can get into ladder, so you got to be careful. And if the guy knows what he's doing, You know, he can kind of just work it like that, and if you're near connector, you know, you're kind of fucked. So you got to be careful if you throw that smoke. Just be conscientious of the mistakes that can be made with that. Stand here. There are points on the barrel right here. You can aim anywhere between here to here and just throw the Molotov, preferably in the dead center. That way, if you couple it with the smoke that I just showed you, it'll land in a way where the Molotov won't go out, and also it prevents them from full swinging through it. So it prevents picks and peeks. That's the main thing. Couple that with the second smoke that I showed you, and they won't be able to see through the Molotov. So you'll be able to throw shitty utility, or not shitty utility. You'll be able to throw utility to fuck with their vision, give them a hard time. So there's that. I mean, that's about it for mid. From here, what else? I can't really think of anything else. My get right and get left I'm not going to show just because they're kind of shaky and they're iffy, but that's okay because I'm going to fix them and I'll work them out on another day. For B utility, there are two different points that you have to aim for two different smokes from the same spot. Stand here, you want to line it up kind of like dead center right there, with the point there meeting the bottom part of that ledge, and you want to aim a little bit over to the left, and you jump through. That's for market window. I'm going to break that thing so it doesn't bounce by chance. So it'll bounce right into the window. If you can throw it correctly, however, it'll land right on the ledge, so even if they're able to sneak out of window, you'll be able to see their legs. So try and iron that out if you can. If you can work that out to the point where it's literally landing on the ledge every time, you're going to be in a perfect position for taking sight. Couple that with a door smoke that you aim at the same point, but you want to aim above it. Have the bottom tick of your crosshair right there, and you want to run and jump throw. So all you do is hit your forward key and your jump throw key at the same time. And that perfectly smokes off door. So they can sneak out right here, but they'll be completely blind and you'll be able to see virtually everything of them. If you don't see their legs, you'll see their gun. So just be conscientious of that. So there are those two smokes. You can throw a bench smoke. You line up with this pillar right here. You have this point right here, and you aim just over to the right. Smokes off that right there. So if there is a bench player, your guy's apps can literally just barge out onto sight. So that guy now has to pick up that angle, which if you time that with a proper flash from apps, which I'll show in a second, that guy will be blind and you'll literally just have a guy swing into him and take him out. So there's that smoke. Stand right here with right, like you want to kind of like, there's that dot right there. That's how you know exactly which one you want to stand against. You stand right here. This is for a solo play. You line it up with this, what's it called? This support beam with that support beam, and you throw. It'll bounce across and it'll smoke out top balk. So this is meant for solo plays. Make sure with your IGL that it's something that he approves of, because IGLs always have the last say in utility usage and everything that you do in the game. So that is a very good smoke that you could use. You can throw get right and get left smokes from here. I can't remember off the top of my head, but those are smokes that you can throw. Moving out on the site, you have your flashbangs. Fucking shit. Flashbangs, you want to aim towards the the upper part. It'll bounce like that. You preferably want to throw it a little bit later so that it doesn't bounce off of the windowsill. You just want it to bounce out into sight. Throw this flash with that smoke that I showed you a moment ago. Not that flash. This flash. Dear mother of fuck. Something just to bank it onto sight. I don't care. Bank it from there. It doesn't matter. Just something to flash into sight. So maybe like that. Perfect. Why not? Blinds him. Have that guy drop down. Boom. Free pick. So there's that utility that you can throw. Coming out of apps, you want to molly out. You always want a guy to molly out bench or balk or van. Remember I said or, so call what you're throwing. Make it known. However, don't throw it without what's it called? Your IGL knowing exactly what you're throwing, or at least without calling it way in advance, or not in advance, but like make sure that you're not double mauling something, just because that's always the utility. Something you can do while your teammates are pushing out or something in post is you line up these two bars right here. You want to line the midpoint, and then the midpoint from this part of the sign to that part of the ledge, and you want to run and throw. You want to let go as soon as you see the edge of the pillar, and that molly's outdoor. In post, you can throw several different smokes and flashes. Stand here. You want to aim like right where you see that what's it called, that part of the ledge. Step up and you throw. You want to, if you can run through it, it'll smoke deep cat. If you have a guy bench, you can literally just hold the push through the smoke. You can throw it shallower so they have more room in total, but they're more like a hot dog down a hallway by the time it fades. You throw it just like that. Now they have to literally push through that. Now your guy literally only has to hold this side right here, because if they try and sneak right here, you know, he literally have to push up super freaking hard. If you're careful, you'll be able to spot it out of the corner of your eye. You know, like there are a million things that you can do to put yourself in a great position using that smoke. Stand here, just aim at the top of the ledge and throw. Smokes deep apps. Couple that with a bit of a shallow molly. Just any molly, just eyeball it. Drop it in. They have to push their smoke right into a molly. It delays them even more. Blah 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 blah. You kind of just want to use your brain for utility. Yeah. So those are some smart pieces of utility. A good thing you can throw is you want to aim for that leaf right there, and you want to middle click just at the last second before you hit the van, and you want to run throw. If you throw it, I threw it incorrectly, but basically it'll land right at the edge of the doorway, or like right there-ish. So they'll be stuck right here, and it's, after they push through smoke. While they'll have protection from cat, they'll be completely visible from like a bench player if he pushes up to right here. So they can literally just, not standing in the open, but they can just watch this and wait for them to push through. So they'll be pushing right through a smoke into a kill. But if you throw it properly, I mean, middle click with a bit of a run, you can kind of smoke out door completely, and then you don't even have to do anything. You can literally just hold this angle right here, which is preferable. It's better. You're watching the jump out and the swing into your crosshair. So that's not about it. There's a lot more utility you can throw. However, some of it is escaping me. So that's utility for Mirage, just for T-side. There's a million smokes, a lot of things that you can do. I haven't mentioned underpass just because the utility for that is pretty simple. Stand here, aim generally in the wall between these two support beams down here, jump throw. That's a smoke. Come up here, aim in that corner. No, that corner right there. Fucking shit. Aim a little bit over. It'll bounce in the two corners and it'll smoke off window. Same thing with the molly. Oh shit. What am I doing wrong? What am I getting stuck on? Jeez. Oh, I see. Okay. Same thing with the Molotov. It's a bit shallow. Or, fuck. You have to aim lower. But yeah, molly's out the edge. So if you know that there's a guy trying to peek into top mid, you molly that out. You have your guys swing, get the kill. If he doesn't kill him and he just tags him half, the molly will do the rest of the damage. Yeah, I mean, like, that's about it for T-side utility. And I think T-side utility is a bit more important than CT utility. I'm not saying that it's, like, insanely more important, but it's a little bit more valuable due to the fact that CT utility is more based in stopping a rush and using it properly to assist your teammates in getting frags. So CT utility is more adaptive. T utility is more for aggressive control. So, yeah. But that's the long and the short of it. If there's any questions, ask now or forever hold your peace, or comment when I post a video about this. So yeah, that is utility for Mirage. It's a very simple map, very easy. If you want to see anything, I can show you. Video will probably be up by the middle of this week. So yeah, I can show you two cool smokes that you can throw from ticket. However, this is strictly for retake and stopping a push. Stand here right on the trash can. There are these points on the barrel. You want to aim at that point. 1, 2, 3. Draw a line up to this area right here. Can you do a jungle smoke? Yes. Very quickly, I just want to show you these two smokes. You hit your jump key or your jump throw key and your forward key at the same time. No, I know. This smokes off jungle cross. I threw it way too far over, or I stood too far over. Yeah, that's perfect. That one's a little bit out there, but it's all right. Molly that, or couple that with that molly right there, the stairs molly. Tap the bomb, fuck with the guy, let him try and push through, burn through a molly. You know, you got a million things that you can do there. So that's a good one. If you know that if you see execute smokes coming A, just throw this preemptively, even if they don't push it. Stand here, line the white line up with what's it called, the door frame. Run and jump throw just before you hit the box. Or even after you hit the box, or even if you hit the box, it's fine. Just make sure you don't hit the box while you're just before you jump, or before you throw. And if you're in retake and you know the guy's palace, throw that, molly that, tap that. He's got to push through a smoke into a molly. He's either full blind or being shot up by you. So, are you saying like deep jungle, top con, or just regular jungle cross smoke? Deep jungle. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll look one up and I'll show you real quick. Sorry. There's one that my teammate knows that's like really good. Nope, that one's Pootie Tang. Okay, so you go into ramp, you come up to the side of this board, you aim at this point right here, just at the very top point, and you jump throw. Okay, so I aimed too far over to the left. You want to aim a little bit more to the right from there. I guess draw like an imaginary line from here to the top. Yep. Deep jungle. As soon as that smoke fades, you'll be able to see it. So, throw that with top con smoke and voila. Oh yeah, and flashing over through. There's not a whole lot of utility from Palace. Maybe okay. There's like one real thing. You line up right there. You draw. What's it called? You aim right here and you let go as soon as your crosshair hits, like right there, in line with that. What's up, Cash? I just made a full-length thing for T-side utility for Mirage. So I'm going to be posting that by Wednesday, so if you want to see that when it comes out, in case you want to go over something or practice something or use something or learn something, I'll be posting that along with a jump throw canvas for jump throw bind, so that you can throw these properly, because a good majority of the things that I'm throwing will require you to have a jump throw bind if you don't already have one. All you'll have to do is put in the key that you want and put it into your config. So, or rather into console. You can literally just type that shit in. But yeah, I'll be posting that sometime by the middle of the week, middle to end of the week. It's going to be a very helpful video, just because utility is a very important thing, and it's something that I wish I had learned very early on in my Counter-Strike career. So, yep, I just wanted to go over that very quick. It took me almost a half hour to go through everything, but it's fairly in-depth and it's very helpful.